Howdy. It's my birthday today. 57 years old. And the way I choose to celebrate it is to maybe try to share some truth. Maybe. I'm just learning this video thing. This is the OBS, open source video recorder. And I'm playing with the green screen. I've had this green screen for years, never used it for anything until tonight. It's my, let's say, yeah. I got 30 minutes left on my birthday, so I'm going to try to fill those 30 minutes with this video. And I'm sitting in front of a picture that I took myself 7 days ago, Picnic Island, Tampa, Florida. We are actually standing at the tee point for the first Frisbee golf hole. And over towards the left, past the trees, is the basket for the Frisbees. And it's kind of a hole that's obstructed. I mean, if you ever played golf, regular golf, you know, it's kind of a hook to the hole. So in this particular basket, you actually have to throw the Frisbee out over the water, you know, and hopefully you got some nice wind coming off the water towards the beach to, you know, drive your Frisbee over there towards the basket. And, you know, that's the way it's, you know, supposed to go. But I'm not here to talk about Frisbee golf, even though Picnic Island is a great place for Frisbee golf. See people out there playing it all the time when I'm out there shooting pictures. You know, and I'm starting to shoot more pictures. I used to shoot a lot. I quit shooting for a while. Issues, you know, things like that. Made a few videos. I've got them here on my channel. Just me talking. This one's going to be a little bit different. This one's, you know, just not about me. This one's actually about a lot of stuff I've been looking at, you know, just trying to, you know, make sense of it all. So I've got a couple things set up, got a couple theories I want to talk about, you know, and of course Q's involved. You know, there's going to be some Q, but mainly what I'm here to do, what I want to do is, you know, if you're at all curious, I used to be a bleeding heart liberal myself, personally. And, you know, stuff happened, life happened. I'm 57 years old today. I think age makes you a little bit smarter. I got a hard time with young people trying to tell me what they think is real. You know, especially when they haven't really experienced much. You know, most of my relatives above me, I mean, you know, thank God my daughter's still around kicking, stepson, you know, still got some family, but all my aunts and uncles, grandparents, parents, they've all gone. They've all, you know, passed into, you know, the other realms. Been to a lot of funerals, been to a lot of weddings, held a lot of babies. You know, 57 years. It's a little bit of life. A little bit. I got a bit more, I'm pretty sure. But the last couple of years have been really interesting. I mean, for the last probably 30, 35 years, I've been your traditional, typical, stereotypical conspiracy theorist. Just recently found out I'm high-functioning autistic, so that kind of explains me being a digger. Used to go to the library to dig before the internet. You know, sold stuff on the sales floor. Radio Shack, you know, that's how I started. Been fixing things for nearly 30 years. Phones, computers, cameras, security. I'm a technology guy. Just kind of where I ended up. I'm a good problem solver. So that's what I'm kind of doing here. I'm kind of solving a problem, because I was just talking to a friend of mine. It was funny. It was just this morning, actually, that I was talking to him, and I was telling him, and I've said it 100 times. If I've said it once, I've said it to many, many, many people, that if you want to know the truth, you got to dig for it. Nobody's just going to deliver it. Nobody's just going to hand it to you. The truth is evasive. The truth doesn't just jump out in front of you. I mean, the mainstream media is not going to give you the truth, because they're just there to sell the narrative, whatever the narrative is at the time. And that's the left-right paradigm, play the center, play the left against the right, so they control the middle, and blah, blah, blah. And then there's politics. But the truth is there's a lot more to it than all that. And it's only recently that I've discovered a lot of that myself. And I don't know, for probably the past couple months, I've been digging. And so what I'm doing with this video, it's kind of my birthday present to myself. I'm making this video because, although I've told many people, I've said it a bunch of times, I've told a lot of people that there's no way the truth is just going to deliver itself to you. It's just not going to happen. So, yeah, see, I told you, I'm just playing with this. See, this is actually my left hand. My right hand is missing a couple of things. So this is my left hand. This is my right hand, and I'm making a video, and it's just really weird, because if I want to move myself in the picture to the left, it looks like I'm pointing to the right, and then if I point that way, I'm pointing to. But see, if I move this way, I'm sliding. I'm actually sliding that way, but on the camera, I'm sliding that way. And anyway, it's kind of weird. So, just you're along for the ride. I've, never done this kind of video before, so it's weird. This is my very first one. I taught myself how to do this in a day. Well, 2 days. I was playing with it another day a few days ago, but so 2 days. I taught myself how to use this OBS video maker. I guess you can do live streaming with it too. I checked into it because I watch Red Pill 78 all the time, and it's what he uses. And I caught him saying something about it the other day. I don't know, probably about a week ago. So I looked it up online, and that's how we figure things out. We just listen to other people, and just pick and choose what we can get, what we can find. So anyway, I'm gonna get off of me. I'm gonna turn the picture of me off, and I'm gonna keep talking, but I'm gonna bring a couple of things into the frame. And first off, I think what I want to do is I want to go ahead and point anybody that's watching. I don't know if anybody's watching. I don't know if I want to watch me. As far as that goes, but anyway, so all right, I'm out of there, and then what we're going to do is I need to actually add a display capture. I forgot I deleted it. So we have to add a display capture, which is going to be no, that's not the one I want. This is the one I want. I believe, yes, that's the one I want. All right. And then what we're going to do let's see. Move this up. And this we are going to make that bigger. Alrighty. So I guess I'm recording. I'm seeing audio input. My filter is going. I don't have any desktop audio. I guess I would have that if I was talking to somebody, I don't know, on Skype or something or whatever. Like I said, I got y'all here, for the ride. And I'm recording. And see, now I'm getting confused because see what I got to do is I need to get off of this screen, and now I'm actually over on my other display. And first off, let's go to YouTube, and I want to go to subscriptions, and let me see. Boy, there's a whole lot. I mean, this whole thing is stuffed with. It is stuffed with all this stuff from the impeachment that's been going on the last couple days. Crazy stuff. I mean, there's a lot of stuff on YouTube. I think people aren't even aware of what's really available, on YouTube. I mean, they're still, watching the mainstream news thinking that they're getting the truth. And the whole thing is just without multiple sources, you're not getting anywhere near the truth. And, there's stuff on YouTube that's pro-Trump. There's stuff on YouTube that's anti-Trump. I try to partake in a little, a bit of all of it. It's real hard for me to watch the crazy people. I won't point any fingers. I mean, you already know who they are. Unfortunately, I've actually unfriended quite a few people on Facebook because it's just, I mean, they post crazy shit that I just can't abide. Stuff just kind of gets under my skin because it's just crazy, because I know these people aren't even digging at all. They're accepting a lot of stuff that's just crap. They're just, like I said, they're just not digging at all. High Impact Vlogs, Brian's a good guy. I mean, he's posting a lot of videos about, mostly law enforcement situations that, get out of hand and are wrong, and just, he exposes a lot of stuff that's, kind of wrong with the law, unfair, stuff like that. Next News Network is, good. I don't, always check into them, but, their videos are usually pretty short, 5-6 minutes. Headline kind of news, stuff like that. They usually always fill in my subscription page because, they make a lot of videos. Jason Burmis, he makes a lot of videos. Oh, here's a new one. Just posted 12 minutes ago. I like this guy. National Notables, his website, he came on the scene just a few months back. He went out of his way to basically collect all the back issues of George magazine, which is really interesting. He was actually going through a few of them when he started a few months back. I mean, this video is long. This is an hour and a half. Like I said, this guy's a pretty smart guy, and I'm going to have to watch that one. That's for sure. I didn't know I was going to find a treasure when I started making this video, but this is definitely this is definitely something that Okay, I gotta stop. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch this myself. We're not gonna watch that, but I got to introduce you to Daniel. And I'm trying not to make this video too long myself. I got 14 more minutes. I'm trying to keep it down to 30. So I got to cram all this stuff in here to just give you some, interesting things. Space Shot 76, another good guy. He's good friends with Red Pill 78. Erin Moffat. She does great videos, and there's a new one from Brian over at High Impact Vlogs. Jason Burmis, he makes good videos. He tries to stay away from left and right dichotomy, just going for the truth. He's been real good at exposing a lot of the NXIVM stuff, at Jeffrey Epstein. The kind of stuff that you're just not going to get on the mainstream news. So he's very good at it. Made some pretty good documentaries over the years too that he's got available for free on his channel. Where you at, Red Pill? Black Conservative Patriot. There's another good, good news source. Opinion. He's a news source as well, but he does great opinion pieces about what's going on. Smart guy, real smart guy. Conscious Abe, I've just checked into just in the last couple days. I can't really say much about Conscious Abe. Chad Prather, he actually is on the Blaze TV with Glenn Beck. He's on his channel. Plus he posts his videos on YouTube. X22 Report is also always worth watching. He's been making videos for I think 7 or 8 years, or maybe even more. I don't know. I haven't really gone back, but he was one of the first on the scenes with with Q and that sort of thing. David Zubla channel, that's always pretty interesting. The truth unsealed is so that's kind of interesting. I actually thought his channel, he was a little whack at first, but it turns out he's actually been spot on about some stuff. It just took a while for it to really manifest, to see that that he was actually ahead of the curve. A lot of these people are ahead of the curve, and it's because of Q. Q asks the questions and then people go digging. I didn't become part of this melee because there are too many people doing a great job of it. I'm doing this because I'm trying to expose you guys to it. Maybe get some other people looking at some stuff. Here we go. Here's Red Pill, and and this is from today. This is from my birthday. He's talking with Bob Kudla. Okay, this looks like it's going to be an interesting conversation. Bob Kudla's a pretty smart guy. Red Pill is definitely a smart guy. I'm glad he got into this deal. But so that's Red Pill 78. He's always worth watching. He does live streams on Friday and Saturday, occasionally on Sunday. He's got a lot of friends. He's got a lot of friends out there. Space Shot 76, Methods, God's Guy. There's just I can't remember them all, but he does have a lot of friends out there in the Q community. Erin Moffat, she's kind of got her own direction that she's coming from, but she makes great videos. They all kind of have their own niche, so they do overlap. But they all have a bit of a niche. Now, I'm trying to find, here's Jason Burmis. Here's a recent one that I guess he made today, which is about our own, Polk County. And, Grady Judd, Sheriff Grady Judd, busted a bunch of more pedophiles showing their pictures. And I know there was a new video, because I'm going to tell you, this woman does such a great job. And where is she? Amazing Polly. There she is. Okay, she just did this one yesterday. And she is up in Canada. And it's amazing the connections that she makes in her digs. And so the FBI just declassed a whole bunch of documents on the finders, and now I can't remember the name. There was a case from some time back where they said there were tunnels underneath, and they were doing some kind of moving people. I'm kind of afraid to say certain words. But Amazing Polly does a wonderful job of connecting dots and finding the dots to begin with. Amazing. I just always look forward. She doesn't put out a lot of videos. Lately, it's been about one a week. She went through a period where I didn't get one for a couple weeks, and I'm always on pins and needles waiting for her next video because she does a whole lot of work. I think she's one of the hardest working researchers that's out there as far as connecting the dots. Just a wonderful, wonderful human being. Okay, now I'm going to get away from YouTube. I think I've introduced y'all to a few. To keep you busy for a little while. If you're curious, I don't know. You might not even be curious. You might not even give a damn. But I just gave you some good directions pointed. But some great websites to look at. Neon Revolt. Neon Revolt was the guy that broke the news on the Italian connection with Spygate. I'm going to go back to YouTube just one more time because I don't think... Oh, come on, where you at, Dan? Dan, you got one every day. Where you at? Dan Bongino's got to be here somewhere, because Dan Bongino, it's a good high point of my every day. There we go. There's Dan Bongino, former Secret Service, does podcasts every day. Shows up on Fox News, sometimes on the 5. He's definitely a good guy. All right, so I'm gonna move on because I just got a lot to show you guys. But yeah, definitely Dan Bongino, and I'm sure there's somebody, I forgot, but I can only do what I can do. Want to just show you a couple of great websites. If you want to follow Q Drops, this is qmap.pub. So you can actually go and see the Q drops from Coon, and that's where they're at. This is where a lot of the Anons go to see the Q drops. There hasn't been a Q drop since the 7th, since Pearl Harbor Day, anniversary of Pearl Harbor. Another great website, but there hasn't been an article. This is an alternative news website. That has a lot of interesting stuff, a lot of interesting articles that kind of expose you to some alternatives, as Quad Verum. If you wondered what happened to Ben Swann, because Ben Swann used to be on a major network, this is where he's at now. Ben Swann was always about truth in media. And what was it? What was his show? Reality Check. Yeah, he's somehow kept the moniker of Reality Check. So he always does great pieces. Another smart guy got run out of the major networks and reinvented himself with this website, Truth in Media. So another great news source. Corey Lynn at Corey's Digs. This is, you just find this woman works her butt off doing research. And here's an article that she just published today. This is part 5 of transhumanism. Yeah, and I think she was saying she thought it was going to be 4 parts, but she keeps just finding more information. So this is all about transhumanism and transgender and turning our minds into digital data and just stuff like that. Just kind of crazy stuff. I'm looking forward to reading that article. That's definitely going to be interesting. But you got other articles: organ trafficking, the Arkansas swamp, Measle Masterminds and Millions, which is basically, I think it's a 3-parter that explains basically how the Clintons have actually made a whole lot of money off of vaccines, and not just this country, but in developing countries, third world nations, that sort of thing, connections, things like that. Interesting stuff, scary stuff really, but great website. And then there's Reddit. You can always find interesting stuff on Reddit. A lot of people don't know about this website. This is the Freedom of Information Electronic Reading Room, CIA FOIA, FOIA.cia.gov, the reading room. You can actually go here and do search queries and actually find articles that have been released because of Freedom of Information Act requests. This stuff is actually available. A lot of people don't even know it's there. But that's why I'm pointing that to you now. And then even more so, right next to that is the Internet Archive, or the Wayback Machine. And of course right now they're doing their fund drive. So I'm going to close that out. Get that out of our way here. This is the Internet Archive. Books, tapes, TV shows, all kinds of stuff. You can search the Wayback Machine. And just as an example, it's almost midnight, so I'm going to finish this and finish my birthday off. But real quick, because I'm pointing out the Internet Archive to you. Okay, so I'm gonna get off of this. This is confusing a little bit. Okay, so we're going to close that display, and I'm going to show you this other display. Okay, now what I actually have here is I have my Acrobat Reader open, and I got a few files open. And what I've actually, this last one I opened is actually the U.S. code, which I think I got at a government site, and these are actually the rules that we really follow. It's not the law is not based on the Constitution. A lot of people don't understand that, and I can go more into that, and who knows, I might explore that stuff in another video. I'm not really even sure what I'm doing here, but this is U.S. code. And let me see. Let me get back on this page, and I'm going to drag this in here real quick, just to show you. This is actually all of the U.S. codes. I mean the whole book, and then these ones are the ones that have recently been edited. And then this is the they have these release points, and this one is from 2019. And the ones that actually have these extra numbers on them have been edited. So this I actually got from a government website. If you search U.S. codes, I can't remember which website that I got it from. But it was a government website, and it's actually available to the public. You can download and save these. These are, Social Security, old age, disability insurance benefits. I mean, all the definitions and all that stuff. This is the U.S. codes, and they're freely available, online, easy enough to find. I mean, I found them, and I'm not really that smart. Okay, so we're going to close that. This is The Law of Nations. This is a book that actually goes back to 1773. There's also a date of 1797 on it. And the book itself, I believe, was published in 1847, so 1844. And this is what's called The Law of Nations. This is actually the book that every country in the world actually uses for law, for case law, which is a little deep to go into now, but it's just something that I discovered and found out that The Law of Nations is actually a book that is quite used in the law. A lot of people don't know that, because there's a lot of stuff that a lot of people just don't know because they just don't look. And like I said, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine just this morning, and I was telling him that the truth will not just present itself. If you want to know the truth, you actually have to dig for it. So I'm trying to break that rule by delivering some of this stuff to you. If you want to chase it down, look at it yourself, because I'm telling you, it's a lot of stuff. I've looked at a lot of stuff. I've done a lot of digging, and I don't know. I might go through this stuff maybe a little deeper. I don't know. I mean, I kind of need to know if anybody really wants me to do more of this stuff. So, this is an old book. I got this from the Internet Archive. The stuff that's out of print, that's been saved, and it's actually freely available on the internet. It's crazy. This is a little thing from 1758 that was published. Wow, look at that! Friday, December 12th, 2008, 1:43 a.m. Mountain Publius Goat, posted this about the Law of Nations, 1758, and what a natural-born citizen is. Vattel, 1758. See, there's just a lot of different years, because I think that it's gone through a couple of revisions and such. I believe it was originally written in French, which that's the original French, then translated into English, which is, so it's used everywhere. And here's 1797 English translation, defines the meaning of a natural-born citizen. So you have that, and then here's a chart that shows what a citizen is, and naturalized citizen, and so forth. So that's an interesting document, freely available. I found it for free in the archives. I actually found this book. I think I found this actually on Scribd. I'm not sure I found that on the Internet Archive or if I found it at Scribd. But this is a book I'm looking forward to reading. I've seen interviews with Donald Jeffries on Sarah Westall's show on YouTube. She makes great shows, does great interviews with some really smart people. But this Donald Jeffries book, Crimes and Cover-Ups in American Politics, from 1776 to 1963. So it goes from the American Revolution up to the Kennedy assassination. Like I said, I'm really anxious to read this book. And I like reading. I mean, that's why I dug all this stuff up, because there's so much truth to be found in literature that you're just not going to find on the news, or on the radio or whatnot. I don't need my stuff digested for me. I'd rather eat it whole and digest it myself. So I read, and I think everybody would be smarter if they just read. So a lot of people just don't even want to bother. Here's a dictionary of law terms. This is Black's Law Dictionary. Black's Law Dictionary is used in the law. I find this all the time. References to certain books. And then here, this particular edition of Black's Law Dictionary is from 1891. And I found this on the National Archives. That same right here, on the website, did a search. It takes a little time. I mean, you can actually lose some time on the clock once you start looking. But yeah, that's oh, I gotta get back up there. All right. Yeah, so that's Black's Law Library, Dictionary of Law, from 1891. Black's Law Dictionary, Henry Campbell Black. And then here's a dictionary of law terms, which, you start looking at this stuff, you start learning. You just start learning things. Yeah, this is interesting. Communist infiltration into the United States, its nature and how to combat it, from 1946. Okay, the war was over, and I think World War II ended in 45, right? Yeah, so, they were worried about communism, but it's really kind of weird because, the UK and America kind of gave Stalin half of Europe when World War II ended, which, is kind of weird, and I don't think people question that enough. But I haven't read this yet. I've read some other communist literature that pretty much exposes, how the communist, whole thing functions. And socialism and communism are pretty much the same thing. Fascism is just they're brother and sister. So that was, I found that on the National Archives as well. So anyway, that's that. And yeah, let me get this off of this page. Let me get back to the video. That's that screen. Okay, we're going to shut that down. Let's see if it puts me back here. Hey, there we go. I am back. And so that's just a little tour of my computer and some of the stuff that I've dug up on the internet and the National Archives that you might find interesting. And maybe you pause this video and do some searching yourself on the internet. And I'm gonna watch this and see if I'm gonna post it. But I'm doing this because I love y'all, and I just want everybody to know the truth. It's the truth is a wonderful thing. God is in the truth, and I just want God for everybody. So that's it. That's pretty much all I got to say about that. And well, I just want to steal it. I'm gonna stop talking now.